And I know that was a lot of breaking news all at once. And these are stories that we are going to continue to follow on air and online. Of course, if you have any questions, you can always reach out to our team at abc10.com. All right, the city of Sacramento is faced with a multi-million-dollar budget deficit, as ABC 10 has reported. That may mean some cuts. And on the line, we're getting a clearer picture from city leaders about what actually might be cut. So ABC 10's Jeannie Nguyen has been following this story and explains what's being proposed and how residents can voice their concerns.
Alex, some of the proposed cuts are to departments like Sacramento Fire and Police, but the mayor and a council member both say there is still not a final list of cuts. They're hoping residents can make their voices heard so the city knows what's important to their constituents.
Adopt a budget which is going to be cutting roughly $44 million from our budget. So that's going to have an impact on the people of Sacramento.
The city of Sacramento is facing a budget deficit of $44.1 million. And in order to balance it, the city asked its departments to propose budget balancing strategies. Those could include possible cuts to parks, fire, and police.
The list is daunting and pretty scary to people out there. Like, oh, we don't want that, so neither do we. So that's our job, is to look at options, ideas, look for the least amount of pain to the city of Sacramento, and most importantly, our residents.
And in addition to cuts, the city is considering raising costs for residents for things like parking fees. Mayor Kevin McCarty says it's still too early to tell what cuts and increases may happen.
So we're going to have to focus on which, revenue ideas have the least amount of pain on businesses and residents, and which amount of reductions in programs have the least amount of impact on core city services like police, fire, parks, recreation, youth programs.
Some of the city's options to cut back on costs are to eliminate certain jobs, which could result in layoffs throughout city departments.
We're not in a position to say there absolutely will be no layoffs, so that would I'd love to be able to say that at this point. We can't say that just yet.
As cuts are looming within the city's budget, Councilmember Roger Dickinson says there are some positives coming, especially for his district in North Sacramento. He says it's an area that's been ignored for decades, but says City Council recently approved a plan called D2 Thrives.
Implementation of the community plan or the action plan for Del Paso Boulevard, Marysville Boulevard that was approved last year. So now we're moving ahead with $600,000 through that to help with business development, to help with community organizations.
Dickinson believes these investments will have long-lasting positive effects on the city.
All right, and Jeannie, the city says that they will hold public meetings in May to talk about options to cut, and then a final budget will be adopted in June. I know that you also reached out to Sacramento Fire and the police department for more information regarding potential cuts. What did they have to say about all this?
Well, Alex, a spokesperson for police tells me that the right tools and proper staffing levels will help maintain public safety and meet the needs of the community. And a fire spokesperson says there are different options of what budget cuts could look like, and cuts to fire may not necessarily happen. I have posted fire and police's full statement on our website at abc10.com.
All right, Jeannie, thank you for that update.